That ain't rocket science, really, and truly. It's with the complimentary Swift Pack, y'all.
Right, we're getting vexed. All right. Well, we did a little research while we're off air. A runway service. So we're talking about AIA, and there's some holes in the in the surface. Apparently, we saw some pictures of Eyewitness News and other places. So we did a quick AI search, and AI says a runway surface typically lasts between 8 and 15 years before needing major resurfacing.
Right.
Though a full structural reconstruction may not be necessary for 20 to 40 years. The specific lifespan depends heavily on the runway's material, traffic volume, and local climate. All right, so are we just at that point?
How much years now the airport open?
Open 17. Yeah, so it's 8
years?
8 years.
So we just about there.
Yeah.
We just about there. Yeah.
Which then begs the question, how do they do it? Can they do it in sections? Can they
have to do it in sections.
But presumably there's a point in it where you have to close for a couple of days at least.
Easy. No.
Like in the middle section.
Yeah.
Do you have to the thing with it is that, remember, our airport closes. So what you do, you get that overnight tea.
Yeah, but you gotta even if you do it in small patches at a time, you've got to complete that small patch from start to finish.
Right. So you get it. So all right. So if you
close, relay, compact, whatever, you know.
What time the airport closes? Last flight is what?
Well, it depends. It depends. Yeah, it depends.
6, 7. Let me say last flight is. Let's say
it's 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Right.
So from the time 9 o'clock hit, bang, you get your team to go there and they start.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, you'd only be able to do relatively small sections, because remember, by the end of that by the next morning, that section has to be complete.
Right. What time is the first flight?
Say 6. Say 6. Yeah.
6. Okay.
So I'll give you like 9 hours or so.
You have
and in that time you've got to, whatever section you're doing, you have to complete it
by 6.
By 6. So even if it was just say like a 3-meter section,
right?
3-meter running the width of the runway,
right? So
that would have to be fully complete to land the next morning,
right? So that can't be done.
So I don't know.
Give you an example. For instance, they're saying in the French airport, Orly,
it's in Paris,
right? It has one slab of concrete replaced every night on the runway. This way, the strip can be renewed every other year on average without disturbing traffic. So they pick a night, they do a slab.
Right.
Start to finish. Remove the old slab, put down a new slab.
So then, you're having a continuous kind of renewal.
So every night they're doing a different slab.
Right.
Yeah.
So we can do that here?
So essentially, they've replaced the whole runway within a couple of years.
You sure that's not the apron you're talking about?
It's saying
slab concrete is the apron.
I'm saying the strip.
So the strip, the landing strip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't do it here?
So basically between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m.
We would have to. We'd have no choice, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So imagine every day, or maybe once a month.
You pick like a 3-meter section.
Right. And you replace that.
Yeah.
Right. So essentially you're constantly kind of replacing them.
Right. That's easy fix, man.
I don't think it's easy, but it's going to have to be done because you can't afford to lose your airport for a week or two.
Right. So then you get your team in gear. You let them know that when you start, you have to be completed by. And from the time the airport say good night, you say hello.
And your equipment and everything
has to be on point. Right. Yeah, on point. Nothing breaking down. You see, in a case like that, you ain't have room for errors.
So when do you think that's going to start? Because clearly they're fighting this ongoing battle.
So that'll start that like soon.
They probably have to pick their least busy day, and decide. Look,
what day
in 2 months? I'll make a notice. In 2 months, all airlines this day.
What day is our slow day at the international airport?
Maybe like a Monday. I don't
know.
Not Wednesday.
There's a day that all the flights are down.
Wednesday is
everybody down.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to go the day where you have less flights.
Sunday is quite busy as well.
Yeah.
Right. So Sunday, Wednesday and Sundays out. So you have your slow days probably Monday.
Probably Fridays.
Monday, Tuesday.
You also have busier times of year as well.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Right. So you have to pick it. You To me, it's an easy fix once you pick it properly. Is it?
I don't think it's easy.
No?
I think if it was easy, they would have done it.
Okay. Well,
I think it's probably quite difficult, but they're gonna have to find a way to do it.
okay. Morning.
Well,
Hey.
in other countries, what they do, they put a display threshold, meaning you put the touchdown point beyond where the problem is. So the runway is now shorter,
Right.
which means it's only limited to smaller aircraft. The bigger aircrafts wouldn't be able to come.
Right.
So, but to fix this overnight, I don't think it's going to be enough. I think it has to be a couple of days, maybe a week, because you need time for it to cure. And if you just say you fix it and then you open the airport again, this thing is going to happen. And that's what's been going on.
Would the runway be long enough to
Shorten it.
To where that pothole is. Problematic part.
where the bigger
Well,
hang on where the bigger planes could land further down?
Nah, because where that pothole is pretty much almost halfway down the runway. So you kind of limited to where the problem is.
Ah, so you're saying, right.
So okay, for example, the smaller planes could either land before
Or after?
or after and have enough distance to stop safely, whereas the bigger planes can't.
Right.
How does an airport like Gatley Adams deal with it?
Well, that's what I said, they use a display threshold, and
So they don't get
I guess-
potholes in the middle of their runway?
No,
Well,
he's saying that they're long enough that they could still.
No, what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
do
they
they?
can work on portions that, you know.
Yeah, but they. Let's say they get a pothole in the middle of the runway. How do they deal with it?
Land before or after.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then they just,
The problem is that our runway isn't that long.
Yeah.
So when you're in the middle of ours, it's never long enough to land early or to land late.
What about
Correct.
changing the direction of landing?
Change the direction of landing would.
Still in the middle though. Huh?
You see the hole kind of in the wrong place. If the hole was like to the
and then you can only change the direction of the runway, depends on the wind as well.
Wind,
So,
yeah.
yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, cause when I used to fly, I used to say.
So what do you think the solution is, Rama?
Oh, you see?
after to buy the bullet then, and have a delay of maybe a week or so to get it properly done, because I think the problem is deeper instead of this constant patching. I think
Romel.
A week is definitely too long.
A week is too long.
okay, well, you gotta keep doing the same things. They keep spending money on you just put in a plaster over so continuously the rest of your life.
Like a sore foot.
Maybe that's. The
I wonder if that was a consideration when they were determining the length of the runway. Because essentially you need a longer runway
But tell me
to allow you to. Yeah.
Can these? Just a question. Can these big airlines not land in Cannes? What? And they come over.
They don't have enough slip width.
Okay.
How would the people get up?
They come. Could small plane up
Yeah.
like catching a minibus.
Like
Who
I
paid
said,
for that?
guys, the problem stems from we are port patching a hot laid runway, HME, I think it's called. You cannot port patch a hot laid runway. It's a temporary fix.
Okay.
It will keep happening until we actually take up the entire section, redo the we call that thing again,
Yeah.
the road base,
Right.
redo the base,
Right.
and then lay back down a hot laid portion.
Right.
Right. So
Some kind of lawyer or something?
Grantley Adams is.
My dad managed the airport for 40 years.
Grantley Adams is.
Do you live next to an airport?
You're
son?
some kind of lawyer or engineer or something?
Grantley Adams is about 2,000 feet longer than ours.
Right.
There you go.
So maybe we need an extra 2,000
And
feet.
how much space does a 737 need to land? Come. Research team.
What is that? That is that.
Chris, just shout the research team to
Hey, research! You there?
Researchy
Come on, Sochi. How we look?
It needs
3,000 meters,
3,000 meters, bro.
meters,
about 10,000 feet.
and they are 2,000 feet longer.
No.
Ah.
So they're probably up in the 15s to 20. How much it need? How much is
theirs is 11,000. Ours is 9.
We're in a pickle here, boss.
So we just
I mean, theirs ain't that much longer.
nah, but 10,000 feet makes a difference.
Yeah, it's head of the
No, but not
building.
if you need 10,000 meters to land.
No.
How much you need to land? Did you say?
To land, you need 10,000 feet.
No. Where are you getting that from?
Take a
Fully
professional.
loaded aircraft.
You get a professional accordion.
737.
Take off.
737.
Sorry,
That's
Morning,
why I wonder
hey,
where you
morning.
get that
I
from.
go for the big boys.
We don't get that.
Robert.
Right.
Hey.
We had such an advantage having two airports. You understand? So times I believe when they could shut one down and keep the constant.
Yeah, but
flow.
you couldn't land those planes at AIA. Sorry.
No, I'm not talking. I'm not talking about land. I'm not talking about landing at 737 or whatever.
Yeah, but those are the problems.
I'm talking about.
But they're the problem.
Not the
It's
small
not the
one.
small
Yeah.
planes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you could close down area, do it properly, and still have people transferring from Barbados to Joshua. We'll do that.
No, but the whole
That's not
the
fair.
whole premise of the airport was
Yeah.
no Barbados. Big planes, not small planes.
What are you, a plane connoisseur?
737 needs about 4,900 to 6,500 feet under normal conditions.
Okay, that's now. Hold on. Morning.
Morning, the first, how we gonna fix this problem is for them to take the problem serious. This is like the fifth, sixth time we're talking about this. First time they say we trying to run down the airport. Second time they say it's not that big problem. What's gonna happen when beaches is honored and we move from 100,000 overnight visitors, right, to another to 200,000 overnight visitors, and the plane arrivals double? What gonna happen? Okay.
Well, hey,
We're gonna build a monument, Adam.
hey, fella, what are you? You a pilot or something?
At that point, the cost would be irrelevant. We'll be
We'll be
rich.
so rich.
Yeah, we started that. Hey, morning.
When the guy in his plane, man, you know everything, the guy in his plane, man, was all stalling.
Yeah.
Anyone else that?
Now you come in.
Yeah,
You come in. You just wanna assess everybody's comments first.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's all. Yeah, give him a minute. Yeah, give him a minute. Oh, this is it. Morning.
Hey, all right. One of the
Not him.
Not quite.
Not him.
one of the queries I heard from one of the engineers out there is that some of the pilots are military pilots, so they have learned to land a plane in like short spaces, and that sometimes mash up the runway. If you understand what I'm saying. Take for instance, sometimes Virgin might land on hard because the pilots have been no, that's serious. No, it is
No,
true.
you would land how Virgin tell you to land.
Man, no, what I'm trying to tell you, the military pilots have learned to land.
By that.
So if you're a military pilot and you gone and work with
If you're Virgin, right? And you're flying, those planes cost what? 60 million, 50 million, 100 million, whatever they cost, right?
How you think
Hang on. And they monitor every aspect of that plane technically, right? That plane is designed to land in a certain way, right? You are not going to be left with the discretion to land it how I choose.
Yes.
No, never.
Look, a plane literally
Never. Never. Come on, that doesn't make sense.
Serious, he's not lying.
A football team's manager tells the defender how to defend.
I'm telling
You think I'm going to give you $100 million asset and allow you to just land it how you want?
Look, for once agreeing with Lano.
Nah, me ain't by that.
You force that information, look. I'm not getting you the second information.
I said, I mean, you got it straight from the bottom. I ain't believe that.
How you think the wheel break the last time with the plane that was grounded?
Because probably the ground was bad.
No, the ground was bad. The pilot came down really hard because these are military pilots.
Nah, what?
That's how they were taught.
Virgin are not going to let a pilot just decide how they land their plane. If you believe that, you believe pigs fly.
Okay.
No, but you don't think they monitor how they land?
Yeah, and then they're probably going to get reprimanded. But this is exactly why the plane broke in St.
Nah,
Martin the other day.
I ain't buying.
Ain't
buying.
Look,
No, I'm not.
Look, when I came in on Wednesday,
I'm not saying that the plane didn't come down too hard, but they're not allowing they're not allowing their pilots to land how they choose.
They cannot tell a pilot who's in the air right now about to land a plane. You land the plane soft.
Nonsense.
It depends.
Nonsense.
Look, there's a lot of factors.
You think Boeing don't tell and train pilots how to land their planes.
Yes, they do. But in the moment, look,
Nah.
Romel, talk to
You're talking
Luke, please.
nonsense. You're
Look,
talking
in
nonsense.
the moment, how you think the plane in St. Martin break?
You're talking nonsense. Too much drugs, man. There's too much drugs in the world.
Yeah, morning.
Morning. La, no, for the time, it's a airport,
Say again, what was that?
Give us English. Give us English. That was something else.
I didn't catch that. I didn't
Somebody making a political jab at last.
You see,
Oh, I didn't
look,
get
look, airlines notoriously.
What do you mean CCC?
Listen, airlines notoriously hire ex-military pilots because they
Genie, if you have $100 million piece of equipment, you are not going to leave it to the discretion of the pilot how he lands or she lands.
Look, I can call a pilot who flies for Qatar.
Call him now!
Call him!
Man! Damn it!
Call them!
Anything this is. I think that joke radio show. Call him! Get the hell
I'm
up!
going to let you land and fly my plane however you choose.
Oh, this was he calling. Morning. No, it wasn't he. Sorry. Hello, morning.
Of course he ain't going to answer.
Hello? Morning. You're flying for Qatar Airways?
The one say the pilots complain about the dead area because they did not remove that last piece of hill on the other side in the middle of the runway. So when they're landing and taking off, they always get a dead spot with the wind.
That airport has been approved, man. Come on.
Okay, right. So, wait, see, send me a message.
Let's not be so discretionary on all these things.
So let's say in the bathroom in Qatar, they're going to call back their stuff. Yeah. Tell them make you wipe. He's in a PTA meeting right now. Yeah.
Fortunately. Fortunately.
So he'll call back though.
Fortunately.
You call back.
Here, Chris, here's a plane that we've designed every aspect of the plane.
Give it to me?
From the tires to the seats to the overhead luggage to the fuel that goes in it, right?
That's it.
Somebody said, Genie, call grandma.
That's who I believe he was calling.
I can show you. I have a pilot, bro. He started flying for Liat.
I just gonna land my plane.
Then he went up, did his training, and now he flies for Qatar.
A plane has been designed in every facet.
Yes, they have.
And
you can tell a driver any moment, a pilot any moment.
Of course you can. Of course you can. Of course you can.
All kind of factors you have to take into consideration.
Of course you can.
Listen, wind direction.
Yeah, but they're not gonna say, boy, you should land over 5,000 feet, but no, me like to land at 2,000 feet. Me like to come down heavy.
Hey. In all honesty, when I used to fly, right, and back in my old days, in the war days, you know, you test the wind. This side cooler, so the wind blowing harder on this side.
And Chris, I believe that's probably the average education knowledge all of us know on how this thing actually works.
Yeah, it test the wind. Yeah, the pilot wine on the glass in the cockpit. He wine on the glass.
I'm sure there's some aviation expert somewhere listening. Some aviation expert somewhere thinking, what is going on in St. Vincent?
What's going on in St. Vincent? We need help.
You can imagine, you know, a pilot coming in like when they're driving a minivan, he hand out the window. So,
yeah.
And he coming.
The compliments of
instead of using 5,000, boy, I'm gonna use 2,000 because I need the bathroom.
And he coming. Hey, come here. Yeah, let it go from this side.
with the compliments of Swift Pack. Send it now. Send it fast.
Wait a minute.
Swift Packet from the USA and the Caribbean. Yes.